By the final week, the arena no longer sounded like a place full of writers. It sounded like weather. The constant percussion of keys striking beneath vaulted stone ceilings, the scratching of pens against paper at 3 a.m, exhausted laughter echoing through torchlit corridors, the occasional cry of triumph when someone crossed another impossible threshold and lived to tell the tale. The Inferno had changed them completely. The squires who had entered trembling beneath the weight of 15,000 words now carried stories in their eyes like lantern light. The knights had learned endurance. The champions had become frightening in the quiet way storms become frightening. Not loud, merely inevitable. And the heroes looked ancient, legendary in spirit. They had retreated so deeply into their worlds that reality itself seemed thinner around them, as though pieces of their stories had followed them back across the threshold. All across the arena, manuscripts neared completion. Kingdoms stood on the edge of war. Lovers prepared to lose each other. Gods waited in dark oceans beneath dying stars. Children wandered haunted forests. Broken men searched for redemption. And monsters begged to be understood. Thousands upon thousands of words. A small library of new novels that did not exist 30 days ago. And every single word poured itself into the dragon chalice. The vessel had become unbearable to look at directly. Its surface no longer resembled metal. Rivers of gold and crimson fire moved beneath the scales, pulsing with the rhythm of a living heartbeat. Sometimes voices escaped it in the quiet hours before dawn. Fragments of dialogue, unfinished endings, confessions written by shaking hands in moments of unbearable honesty. The arena attendants had stopped approaching it after sunset. Even Maverick slept less now. He stood alone beside the chalice as midnight settled over the mountain. Above him, the house banners hung motionless for the first time all month. No wind, no sound. The arena was waiting. Maverick rested one hand against the rim of the chalice. It was burning hot. Beneath his palm, he felt it pulse once. Then again. Magic. Memory. His reflection stared back at him from the molten surface of the vessel, distorted by flowing firelight. For a brief moment, another face appeared over his shoulder in the reflection behind him. A younger him. The Ember King. Not truly there, only remembered. But Maverick still heard the old words clearly.
One day, the stories will become heavy enough to wake it.
A deep tremor rolled beneath the arena floor. Stone dust drifted from the ceiling. Far below the mountain, something colossal shifted in its sleep. The final horn sounded. The noise struck the arena like the end of the world. Every writer froze. Every conversation vanished. Then slowly, all across the Inferno, people stood from their desks and turned toward the southern wall. The last door. No chains bound this one. No iron seals restrained it. Only a single enormous dragon sigil carved into black stone worn smooth by centuries of heat. Maverick looked out across the gathered challengers. They were exhausted, half-starved, bleary-eyed, emotionally flayed open by their own stories, and magnificent, because they had done the impossible thing. They had continued.
I, the Ember King, believe,
Maverick said quietly,
that every story leaves a scar upon the world.
The dragon chalice answered him immediately. Light exploded upward from the vessel. Words, millions of them. The entire arena vanished in a storm of glowing sentences, spiraling through the night air like constellations being born in real time. Characters long imagined flickered briefly into existence among the light. Wandering knights, dying queens, masked thieves, lonely gods, and children carrying lanterns through endless fog. The stories had become real enough to haunt the air itself. Writers stared upward in stunned silence as their own words passed overhead. A line written during grief, a paragraph born from heartbreak, a scene composed at 4 a.m. by someone moments away from giving up. Nothing written in the Inferno was ever truly lost. The last door began to open. Stones split through the centre with a sound like a mountain exhaling. Ancient heat poured upward from the darkness below, carrying the scent of ash, storms, and something impossibly old. Then the arena shook violently. Screams echoed from the upper stands. The dragon chalice flared so brightly, the entire Colosseum disappeared inside golden light. And from somewhere beneath the world, something roared. The sound passed through bone instead of air. Some challengers collapsed instantly to their knees. Others wept without understanding why. Across the arena floor, pages lifted from desks and spiraled upward into the storm of living words overhead. The mountain was waking. No, something inside the mountain was waking. The darkness below the door moved. 2 enormous eyes opened beneath the earth, gold, ancient beyond comprehension. The roar came again, louder this time, and suddenly everyone understood the terrible truth House Dragon had hidden for centuries. The Inferno Gauntlet had never been designed to slay the dragon. It existed to feed it, to wake it, to remind it that mankind still remembered how to create. The creature rose slowly from the abyss beneath the arena, fast enough that its body disappeared into shadow even as its head emerged into firelight. Black scales shimmered like volcanic glass. Molten light spilled through the cracks between them like the heart of a dying star trapped beneath stone. The dragon looked upon the gathered writers, and for one impossible moment, it bowed its head. First to Maverick, then to the founders, and lastly to the stories. To the exhausted, stubborn, terrified people who had dragged entire worlds out of themselves word by word and poured them willingly into the fire. The dragon chalice overflowed, and House Dragon breathed again.